Hello, investors. It's Jessica Bircher from Strategy of Motion. Today, I wanted to go over a question I hear frequently. How do you make money on loans when borrowers are not paying? Note investing is an amazing way to earn passive income, but how do you make money on loans when borrowers are not paying for real? I'm sure you've heard in the news stories all these theories about real estate and the market crashing any minute, and foreclosure rates going up. So I get it. Why would you want to invest in something not bringing in a profit? So let's get into it. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our videos and deals. First of all, let's recap the situation from the perspective of being the bank. We are purchasing the mortgage note, the loan that the borrower used to purchase the property, which does use that physical property as the collateral against the loan. So keep that in mind as we go through these next few points. Step one, always make sure you are getting a good deal. That sounds easy, but there's actually a lot of steps and factors when you're looking at this. So when borrowers stop paying their mortgage, banks don't like it. Many banks, in fact, would rather just sell the loan off at a substantial discount than deal with these borrowers. And that is where we step in. We purchase these notes from the banks, and because the borrowers are not paying, the banks usually offer a discount, like a hail damage sale. We review these deals, non-performing mortgage notes, and make offers that factor in all kinds of different scenarios that we could employ to see if it makes sense to pursue or not. We're determining, is it a deal? I.e., will this mortgage note bring us a great return on our financial investment as well as our time investment? Or we might discover as we go through these steps that this is not a deal for us, which happens all of the time. So, what are the different scenarios or exit strategies we look at for loans that borrowers are not paying on? So, number one, can we get the borrowers back on track? Our number one goal is to work with the homeowner to get them current. Keeping homes occupied and keeping owners in their homes brings me not only a sense of joy, but it is helping to keep that community safe, keeping the homes occupied. We're helping that neighborhood retain property values, and we are helping that owner get back on their feet. And it is the easiest way to get this investment to a passive investment zone where the homeowner is back to making regular monthly payments and working towards paying off their mortgage. So depending on the price you purchase the mortgage note at, you usually have a percentage that you can use to help the borrower. And when you start working with the borrower, you start looking at things like if it makes sense to offer them a trial payment plan or a loan modification. Maybe we're getting such a huge discount on the purchase of the mortgage note that helping the borrower by writing off late fees might provide a huge relief to that borrower. And that makes financial sense for us. And that's a win-win situation, getting them back on track. In some cases, just reaching out to these folks is all it takes. And we always use a licensed mortgage servicing agent to make all of these calls. Keep that in mind. Different states have different licensing requirements. So we always make sure that we are using a licensed agent for that state. So number two, if we cannot get the borrower back on track, a lot of people fall on hard times and just want to move on from a bad situation. Sometimes offering cash for keys is a great deal for the homeowner. So what that is, we can offer cash, usually the cost of the foreclosure, which is something we budget into our deal purchase with every purchase. So The homeowner then can simply sign over the property to us and walk away. So this saves the borrower from going through foreclosure and damaging their credit. And then they have some cash in their pocket to move on to a new place. So this is also a great way for owners who have inherited the home but can't keep up with the property taxes or the upkeep to be able to move on. And number three, what if you can't negotiate a deal with the borrower? So, unfortunately, this happens sometimes. So, to protect ourselves before we even purchase the note, we look at several factors during our due diligence process, including reviewing the state's foreclosure process. So, we never purchase notes in states that have a long, drawn out process and favor states with quick turnarounds, like Texas, for example. And we budget the cost of an attorney and holding costs for this process into our deals as well. So there is a silver lining to this, though. If we end up foreclosing, we have the opportunity to then sell the home at a foreclosure auction, which are very popular with real estate investors, and they offer a quick sale process. If you're interested in taking a look at our due diligence checklist that takes you through a whole list of items we review, head over to our website, inmotionfunding.com/DD checklist to grab your copy there. So number four, our next option after foreclosure, if we do not sell that property at the auction, is to sell the home ourselves, either as is or to do some very light rehab. So we do not purchase trashed out properties and would only consider rehabbing if there was a considerable profit to be made. And number five, finally, our last option is become landlords and rent the property out. So for me, this would be a worst case scenario because my personal goal is to create more passive income. So if you've ever owned rental property before, you know that there can be many headaches involved with having renters. But it is always nice to have an in case of emergency lever to pull, which is why we always review the rent rates for similar properties when performing our due diligence. So how do you make money on loans when borrowers are not paying? I hope this information provides a little clarity on how you make money and why investing in non performing notes can still bring a great return on investment. And if you've done a thorough due diligence review and have worked through the different exit strategies to make sure you're really getting a deal and not a dud, this investment strategy can be a big winner for passive investing. So if you found this video to be helpful, be sure to subscribe to get notified of new videos we publish. And be sure to head over to inmotionfunding.com/DD checklist to grab your copy of our due diligence checklist so you can be more informed as you make your way through building your passive investment portfolio. Thank you for watching and hope you have a great day and investment journey.